Hi, hello, it's that season. As I'm recording this, even though my buddy cam is going to be saying otherwise on the date in the corner, it's probably because I got it. It's made in China, and I think it was set on the other side of the international date line or something like that. I don't know how that makes sense, but anyway, my buddy cam's a day ahead, and it shouldn't be. What are you going to do? Let's talk about the cards. We're going to get into these. It's time I start getting into these cards. The mode cards. Can you see that, buddy cam? Can you see that, face cam? We're going to start taking a look at these. And the one that we're going to take a look at first, at least for this video, is this one. I hope you can see that. You can definitely see it on the face cam. I'll hold that here so that you can see it on the buddy cam. And let's talk about what this is. This is the major scale. That's what that is. This is the major scale. If we go around in steps, I could be like, I just wanted to give my reference so I could sing do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. I see I have my whole steps there. I have some half steps there and there. Otherwise, it's mostly whole steps, just like the major scale is. The major scale is mostly whole steps. There's only 2 half steps in the entire thing. And let's talk about what this is. As you can see, yeah, the major scale, we normally hear it as like, I am in a music lesson, I must now be learning music. Yeah, we're learning music now, right? Everybody kind of knows that's the sound of learning music right there. But wait a minute, this actually has every single note connected to every single other note. And we're not like color coding them, we're just trying to make sure that all of these connections are there and evenly represented. And that's an exercise I like to call a matrix. And I got that idea from high school math when I was in high school. And they explained what a matrix was and how to multiply matrices. And you could say one set and then multiply it with another set and make sure that everything from each set combines. And then you could take one set and then you could multiply it by itself so that everything in that set will combine with every other thing in that set. And you said, you know what, I said, that's really useful if I want to be able to take musical notes and combine them. So I'm not just stuck to this note only goes to this note or that note, because that's insanely limiting. We want to open things up and explore all the different possibilities because as exhaustive as they might seem, it's still just a finite set. And for this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a card. Any card. How many times have you heard that phrase in your life? Pick a card. Any card. Well, I'm going to pick this one. I hope it's a 2-note. I feel lazy. All right, that's not bad. A 3-note. I'll take that. It's that one. Ooh, it's a triad in inversion. One of those traditional triads in inversion. If I take a look at it, I'll say like, oh, this looks like, oh, this kind of reminds me of the Harmonic Mechanisms for Guitar by George Van Epps. The first exercise, page, I don't know if it's page 1, but the very first exercise, set of exercises is triads in this inversion moving diatonically through all 12 keys. Magic. That guy wrote several phone books worth of information, but I wanted to make a deck of cards instead. Here we could see there's a note, I skip a note, then I go to the next note, then I skip 2 notes, and then I get there. If I do that, and I put that right here, starting on C, I guess you can hear that as a C major 6 chord, or you can hear it as an A minor. You can hear that as a B diminished, or a D minor 6, but here, now we're going to definitely hear that feels like it's a major chord, and the top note is the root. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start here so that we have our nice do as where we go from. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this and move it. But first, I want to get a different pattern. So let's come up with the melodic sequence. I'm going to roll some die because this is, after all, an analog computer. And I'm going to roll the 11-sider and the dodeca. What now? No, let's just get the 11-sider. Here we go. Ocho. Yocho. That's this one. So I'm going to be playing. I guess I could show you here. If I zoom in real close, try and keep it still. Top note, middle, bottom, bottom. That is pattern number 8, and I think that that is also pattern number great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this be my do set, and I'm going to go from do to every other set, every other pitch that I can use. So here's my do set, and then re, and then I go back to do again. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to do that again because I made a mistake. Then I'm going to go from do to fa. Then I'm going to go from do to so. Then I'm going to go from do to la. Pardon me, my hand's really clumsy today. Then T. Ooh. I'm going to do do to T again. Then I'm going to finish out the octave, because why not? Now I'm going to try and do that whole idea continuously, going from one back and forth between one and every other scale degree that is available to me for this blob of notes right here. This blob of notes. Here we go. Oh! Oops! Let me try that again. I'm going to redo that one. I want to do that whole set again, starting from do. I guess I did it one again by mistake. All right. It's like they say, second time's a charm. Was that the third time, second time? Whatever. We're moving on because I'm going to say that my do stationed chord was my pivot point. But now I'm going to go back and explore the whole set from the perspective of the re chord being my pivot point. And that's going to sound like this. Ooh. I want to do the re set again. Here's the re again, or the 2. Oops. Should I do that again? Third time's a charm? Why not? Let's do it. Oh my goodness, I'm glad that I took that slower. That was way more responsible for my puny guitar brain. Let's try it again. But this time, it's up to me. By that I mean I'm going to make me the pivot point. And I don't mean my, I, or myself. No, I mean me. Okay, I'll take that one. I'm feeling more and more warmed up as I proceed through this set. It's a pretty thorough exercise. I'm going to now take it from fa. A long, long way. We're still a long, long way from completing this set. Once I do this, I think it's probably about halfway. Okay, I guess first time's pretty charmish that time. Not charming, charmish. All right. So it goes, so it goes, so it goes. Here we go, starting from so. I lost track. I'm going to try it again. So it is, so it went, so it goes, so it goes, so it goes. All right, let's say la, the note that follows so. Here we go. Sounded kind of minor to me. Okay, I hope you're. I hope you brought your jam and bread. Here we go, my friends. It's T. Oops. I feel like I should do that one again just so my guitar brain can really catch up with this one. All right, I'm going to try not to speed up because I'm excited about it. Here we go. All right, sounds like a T to me. And then finally, the last set, the high do. Here we go. Oh, I made the same mistake that I made before. Oh snap, I'm going to try the whole high do set again. Phew! Wow! What a fun and exhilarating challenge that was to take this card right here, and give it this kind of a treatment right here. In fact, in case there's any confusion, yeah, this is the major scale. We want to make sure that this little rainbow tower, that's kind of representing one of these rainbow towers, because these towers come in all sorts of different colors in this card deck. We're going to take it and move it so that it traverses every single connection within a major scale. Do you have to do any... Excuse me. Oh my gosh, pardon me. Do you have to do that, including the octave? No, you don't have to. I like to. Do you have to do it for only an octave? Can you do it for more? Yeah, you can do it for more, but that's going to take a whole lot more time because you're going to have a bigger set. Anyway, I hope that that was informative. If you want to keep abreast of what else is going on in the mind of this deck of cards, then you go on ahead, hit that like, subscribe, and maybe even ring that bell for notifications. That'd be cool. All right. On that note, I'm going to say peace out, peace be with you, and I'll see you next time. Bye, take care.